Hey guys, what is up? James Penrose here for video 94 on my channel, and this video is going to be yet another Simpsons episode review for you guys watching right here. And it's been a while since I've done a Simpsons episode review for you guys. I believe it's been, what, 2 or 3 weeks. The last episode review I did was part 2 of Who Shot Mr. Burns. This one, as you can tell from the title down below, this episode is going to be coming from the 3rd season. Quite an old episode here, but it's still one of my favourites. This episode is entitled Colonel Homer, and the title basically says it all. This episode, in my opinion, it's just played out perfectly. It was so well done, and the plot and storyline I'm going to be talking about right now. I'm going to go through the whole lot. Basically, how it starts out with the Simpsons family. They drive to the Googleplex, which is basically the theatre in Springfield, and they're trying to. And it was funny because they're trying to find a space to park, and the spots are all taken. And Marge is like, "Oh, there's one there," and well, actually, it was Homer that said that, and Marge is like, "It says compact only," and Homer's like, "Oh, just chill out, Marge. It's just a suggested car size," and they barely fit in the car park area. Like the car gets squished in between. It was hilarious, and they have to go out the window just to get out the car. That was hilarious. And the kids and the parent Homer and Marge are deciding what to watch. Homer wants to watch Look Who's Oinking, but he finds out it's sold out. And Marge is like, "You know what, maybe we could watch something a little bit more adult." And Homer's like, "Oh, you frisky little devil. We'll take 2 tickets to the Stockholm Affair." And Marge is like, "Oh, it's a political movie and whatnot." And Homer's like, "Oh, political." And that was funny. And so when they get into the theatre, it was even more funny than that, because Homer was being his total self in the movie. He was drinking his, I don't know what he was drinking, but I believe it was beer, and he had none left. He was going like that, and this huge ball of ice came right in his mouth and just spat it out, and his face was priceless, honestly. And Homer was getting so pissed off. Marge, was getting quite pissed off at him. Homer was like, "Oh, this movie's too complicated. That submarine's so fake. Look, you can see the springs." "An octopus!" He sees an octopus, and the people behind him are like, "Shh!" And then Homer later on says, well, kind of just spoils the ending of the movie whenever he gets everyone pissed off at him. He basically says, "Oh wait, I know how this ends. It turns out the secret nursery rhyme or whatever was," I don't know what he said, "was his daughter or whatnot." He said something about the ending, I can't remember what it was, and everyone throws garbage at him right in his face, and Homer's like, "Hey, it's pretty obvious when you think about it," and Marge is like, "Oh, shut up, Homer, no one wants to hear when you think," and the crowd's like, "Yeah, you tell him." And after that, Homer really, that's when Homer got pissed off. That's when he really lost it, but he never really showed it. He had an angry face as they were driving back home. Marge tries to calm him down and whatnot in the car, and it was funny because Bart was drawing on the back of his head, and Homer's like, "Oh!" And when they get home, Homer's like, "You know what? I've always had a certain quiet dignity about me, and tonight you rob me of it. I'm going out, and I don't know when you'll see me again." He drives off, and they don't know where he went, basically. He never said. But where he ended up going eventually was a redneck bar, which was, I don't know what it was called, the pub. But he went there, and it was full of men just fighting and causing chaos around. Homer's like, "Duff, please," and the bartender's like, "We don't sell Duff, we sell Fud." And Homer's like, "Okay, Fud me." And little did they know it was karaoke night there, and they had a bunch of singers there. We had this weird guy who was singing "Yodelay" and got knocked out. Like, that was hilarious. But there was one singer, and this is key. There was a singer called Lurleen Lumpkin, and she's a key character in this episode, where she sings, "I work all day for some old man," and she's going on telling the story of how Homer feels at that time, how he got pissed off by Marge insulting him at the theatre, saying "shut up" and whatnot. And Homer's like to Lurleen, listen, your song catched me in a way it's never catched me before." And the conversation started from there. He was there overnight, and they were talking, and when Homer left the bar, finally got back to the Simpsons house, Marge was worried all night, and Homer was like, "You know, I can't get this song out of my head. This song that she sang really inspired me, I can't get it out of my head." So after that, he decides to go to Lurleen Lumpkin's caravan, I believe it was, or a little apartment or whatnot, and Homer's like, you know what, you got to get these songs out there. And Lurleen's like, "Oh, sorry darling, all my songs are up here." And Homer's like, "No, we got to get your singing out there, you know, I mean, it's good enough, we need to get you out there." And Lurleen's like, "Ugh, I don't know." But Homer insists, takes her to the record store, she sings the song again, and it basically just goes out there to the whole of Springfield. Everyone's singing it and everyone giving positive feedback about it. Homer makes the Simpsons family listen to the song. Lisa loves the song, and Bart's like, "Oh, country music sucks," and Homer's like, "Shut up, Bart." And that was a funny moment. And Marge is like her usual self, concerned about this. You know what? The music's nice, but I'm not sure about this woman that you're seeing. You're seeing her too much. And Marge is like, "Who is this girl?" And Homer's like, she's a bartender waitress, but in a couple of years' time, she's going to be a country singer, superstar, and whatnot. And Marge is like, "I don't want you hanging around with a bar waitress and all that, and a singer." And that was funny right there. And I got notes on my laptop here as well, just I don't lose track, because I think I talked about half the stuff anyways. Then again, Marge asks Homer about Lurleen. He claims that she's just a waitress who's turning into a music superstar, like I said. And obviously Marge doesn't approve, like I said. Marge is furious later on after Lurleen calls and asks if Homer can come over, and asks Marge, and Marge is like, "Ugh," with a grumpy face, and Homer takes that as a yes. And that was the best thing ever. So it goes on from here. Marge is furious and asks if he is having an affair with Lurleen. He denies it and says whether Marge likes it or not, he's going to help Lurleen become a country music star. The whole family gathers at the recording studio with Lurleen to record more of her songs. Her new single, a suggestive love metaphor called "Bagged Me a Homer." Yeah, that's a new song that she sang, a new single, which sounded pretty good, if I'm honest with you. Well, before that, Homer and Marge had a massive row again in the middle of the night. Homer's basically saying, "You know what, Marge, you're standing in the way of managing my boyhood dream of managing a beautiful country singer." And Marge is like, "Oh, you've already had a boyhood dream, what's to eat the world's biggest sandwich and whatnot, and you already did it last year." And Homer's like, "You know what, she's going to be a good success, and whether you like it or not, I'm going to be there." Marge is like, "Fine, see if I care." But then the next day, they all go to the recording studio, which I thought was a little random, but it made sense. So she sings a new single, "Bagged Me a Homer," leaves Marge to gnash her teeth in rage, which caused the music to just cut off right there, which is also quite funny. She's just basically enraged and jealous. Homer gets Lurleen a gig on country western television series called Yahoo! Just before her performance, Homer and Lurleen spend the night in her mobile home, and she shows him one of her new songs. In the song, she asks Homer to bunk with her. It's called "Bunk With Me Tonight," and she's singing it, and at first Homer doesn't get it. Homer's like, "Wow, that is hot. There's not a man alive who could resist that. Well, gotta go." And Lurleen's like, no, wait a minute. There's a hidden message in this song that you may have missed. So listen again." Homer's like, "Fine. Bunk with me tonight." Homer's like, "Okay." She sings it again. Homer still isn't getting it. She sings that line one more time, "Will you bunk with me tonight?" And that's when Homer's like, "Lurleen!" And he just walks off. He runs away and everything. And from there, he goes back to the house, and the next day, unless it was that day, Lurleen is on that gig for the television show Yahoo! Homer's getting ready. He has that suit that he had with the white attire, the white hat, and Marge is trying to remind Homer that he's got a wonderful family, and tells him not to screw it up or forget it when he walks out of that door. And Homer has a worried face, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta go." He's kind of getting stressed out at that point. And the show starts from there. She's singing, it's all going good. When the show was over, this is when it got interesting, because we have Homer and Lurleen backstage in a locker room, and Homer's like, "You know what, Lurleen, you were great, they loved you out there." Lurleen's like, "Oh, thanks." And Homer's like, "Well, is there anything else I can do?" And Lurleen locks all the doors, and she's like, "Well, you could make my evening complete." And Lurleen kisses Homer, snogs him, and then Homer doesn't retaliate, but is like backing off her, and Lurleen's like, "What's wrong?" And Homer is like reflecting back on his past memories of kisses and girls, where basically most of the time it's all gone wrong except for one kiss with Marge Simpson, and that turned out to be his best. And Homer Simpson then explains his real truth to Lurleen, his real feelings about her, saying, "You know what, all I wanted was for me to share your music with me and go all up, get your name out there with you, and I've done that, and I better get home before I lose my family." That's what he basically says. he shuts the door and he goes back in for a second and he asks her, just for the record, you would have gone all the way with me, wouldn't you? Lillian's like, oh yeah, and Homer's like, oh, and then he leaves. And then Lillian gets a new manager, Homer quits, then goes back to the Simpsons house. Homer gets in bed with Marge, and Lillian, still on the TV, sings another song. It's called Stand By Your Manager, singing about how lucky Marge should be that she is with Homer, and that they have a great relationship going, and how she tried to kiss him, but he ran away and all that. That's what the song was all about, and then they kissed, and Homer and Marge are back together, and it ends from there. And that's a great ending and great episode right there from season 3. That was probably one of the best episodes of the season, next to the Michael Jackson episode, which was pretty good. I don't know if there's any parts in this episode that I missed out. I did stumble a few times, but you know, when there's a lot to talk about in storyline wise, that's how it goes. Yeah, in terms of storyline, I think I've covered just about everything. There's also a few facts on this episode that I want to share with you guys. In its original broadcast, Colonel Homer finished 22nd in the ratings for the week of March 23rd and 29th in 1992. And yeah, it was just a big success around that time frame in that year of 1992. And yeah, it was higher ranked up there as one of the best episodes of the season from what the critics were saying. And yeah, just basically from there, it was pretty damn awesome, the episode. How it was just based around Homer and love for Marge and this love triangle going on. And it was just a fantastic episode. I've said all the funny stuff about it, how in the opening Homer tries to get in the car park area and he gets squashed in the car and they have to go out the window. That was hilarious. And Bart and Lisa were also in the theatre watching a scary movie. Lisa's like, oh, just tell me when the scary part's over. Bart's like, it's over. And Lisa looks and she screams out loud, shits her pants, and Bart's laughing. Now that was hilarious. So other than that, guys, this has been my episode review of Colonel Homer from season 3. It's a fantastic episode. You should watch it. As a matter of fact, you should get the season DVDs. I had seasons 1 through 15. I don't have 16 because I forgot to get it, which I'm going to get it this year, trust me. So other than that, guys, thank you guys for watching this episode review. Make sure you guys like this video, comment on this video, subscribe to my channel, and subscribe to Alex Wilkerson, Connor Kenway, and there's, before I forget, there's another YouTube user that I want to plug, and Cameron Ben Gaming Ben Russell has requested that I plug this guy, because he is a great YouTube user from what I've heard. I've never seen him, but in all honesty, guys, he has about like over 200,000 subscribers, so I really recommend that you guys subscribe to him. I don't really know what his channel's all about. It's about, I don't know, something quite funny. I don't know. I'm just trying to find his channel, because I'm going to put that in the description below and check him out, because I can't find him yet. Just clicking on the video where he actually sent the channel to me. His name is Steve Cash 83. He has over 200,000 subscribers. I don't know what his channel's all about. He says that he makes talking kitty videos, which are quite funny, so go subscribe to him. The link will be down in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys for watching this episode review. All I can say is, peace out, my brothers.